a couple new things with what we're doing. As you guys can see, I have a new background set up and a new camera set up. So like, you know, I'm
I mean, kind of. All things considered, it's not that different. But I will say it does look a lot better in terms of like angle. You don't look like you're under surveillance anymore, which
exactly.
is really nice. We get so much more view of your face. There's less glasses glare too, so we can see your eyes. Your beautiful, gorgeous, expressive eyes.
YouTube is gonna drive me to wear
doe eyes.
Did you say doe eyes?
What do you have? Amazing. What do you have? You have shonen protagonist eyes.
Shonen protagonist eyes.
Just wide and ready to be the best there ever was.
You know what that leads me to want? I want action figures with so much muscle that you have to create a whole new articulation for the action figure that comes out to make the muscles pop when you squeeze the arm. That's a thing. Look it up. So like these crazy muscles, but then I want them to have Sailor Moon's eyes.
Perfect.
And I want everyone to comment on it as in, oh, you have your mother's eyes, Harry. It's like literally his mother's eyes.
There's so much fucked up about all of that.
Welcome to Michael's weird world. So something we're thinking about doing, guys, is just like kind of recording us shooting the shit for a little bit before like moving on to like the actual recording proper. Some of the stuff you will get to see, some of it will be extras, some of it will be whole videos of itself maybe, some of it will be just, you know, whatever we happen to be thinking about that day.
Yeah.
Today we're going to discuss a little bit more of Metroid before moving on to the actual Metroid video.
Yeah, like how much Metroid do
Nothing.
you know?
I know.
Nothing.
Like, so...
literally how much have you played? What have you seen?
I have played Super Metroid, and I have only played... I don't think I've beaten the first level. I keep getting stuck because I'm not smart enough to play Metroid.
When I was first playing Super Metroid, that was me all the time, too. Like, I never made it further than, like, the grassy area at first, and I would just start new games. Because you know what? I don't know about you, but I think the opening to Super Metroid is really fun just kind of by itself. Like, it's a very distinct mood for video games.
Yes. Its initial release date was in 1994. It's almost 30 years old.
It really is. 2
more years, it'll be 30 years old. For a 30-year-old game to, like, still be able to give you the wicked heebie-jeebies...
It holds up extremely well. What do you think is the most memorable about that opening Super Metroid segment?
Probably just how fucking desolate it feels. Like walking around like the caves and stuff.
Yeah.
Because like it wasn't like a super cavey area or anything. But like from what I remember in like the very beginning, the opening, I think... Was it not Super Metroid that I played?
Let me refresh your memory about what happens at the beginning. First, you show up at the abandoned Ceres space colony, where it's just nothing for like several hallways, and then you wind up at this dead-end room. Big old dragon appears. He's got the baby Metroid in his hand, but you can't beat him because you're underpowered, and he flies away, and then the station is going to explode in a minute, and you have to get out. Once you get out of the station, then you land on planet Zebes in a rainstorm. It's dark, there's thunder, and the base seems abandoned, and you go down into its depths. Do you remember that?
Was this the Metroid game I played?
Are you sure this was...
That's what I thought I remembered.
You played it on Super Nintendo, right?
No. So here's the thing. I would play a game when I was really, really young, but like not understand it at all. And then eventually something will click in my head. And this happens like with life skills too, which is probably not a good thing. But it'll click in my head. I bet you I'm better at this thing now than I was when I tried it the first time. And then I'll go back and play it. That's what I did with GTA. And like then I beat GTA and I was like, Super Metroid was not that for me. So I sat down to play it for the very first time, probably like 2 years ago. They have like an emulator built into the Switch for like the Super Nintendo and the NES.
And it's just Super Nintendo and NES, right? Not any other system?
Nope.
Okay, so then it would pretty much
Nintendo.
Have to be Super Metroid.
Right? That's it. You would think.
I mean, I don't know. It's easy to misremember things sometimes.
I'm wondering if I just like hit start and skipped it. But then I wouldn't be able to skip the base.
You're unable to skip the opening. You have to play through it. Here,
care to join me in the Metroid wiki?
Actually, I'll do you one better. I'm going to look up a YouTube video of the opening of Super Metroid.
I was going to ask if you wanted to do that, actually, because I was like...
I'm going to find one and send it your way.
Moving on from that, things that I know about Metroid thanks to the community. I was also one of the people that didn't know Samus was a girl. So...
How long did that take for you to figure out?
Forever. So when Super Smash Bros. Was still new... No.
Back when the Earth was still cooling.
Wait.
Sorry.
Was it Smash Brothers? Was Samus in the very first Smash?
She was in the very first Smash Brothers, yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
And every single one since.
I was playing that with my cousin, and I was like, I like Samus. He's really cool. And he was like, Samus is a girl. And I was like, what?
What kind of a gamer are you? You're not a real
like,
gamer.
What are you talking about?
You don't know Samus is a girl?
So this is like back when Smash was still new. So I was still in middle school.
Oh.
And my cousin showed me like the Samus model without her like big spacesuit on. And I was like, what? So next you're going to tell me Sheik's not a boy too? And he's like, boy, have I got news for you. I found out Sheik is Zelda.
You know what? Gender is a construct.
And that was the first realization. Michael was like, maybe gender is a construct.
Anyway, I just dropped in the general chat the Super Metroid opening. It's about 6 minutes.
6 minutes. All right, it's opening up. I don't think that Super Metroid was the very first one I played. I think I was playing Metroid.
Shit, really?
It was released in 1987. I think that's the one that's on the Switch console right now.
I mean,
I don't think it's just...
Yeah, because it's a classic NES game.
This is the one I believe that I was playing.
Because, like, graphically and gameplay-wise, they're kind of a gigantic difference.
Oh, yeah, there's a gigantic difference. Let me tell you. It still manages to be suffocating.
Right? It's amazing how much, like, outer space, alone in the dark kind of affect they were able to pull off with fucking beep-boop 8-bit graphics.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, it was definitely Metroid that I played. I'm pretty sure it's Metroid.
Shit. Yeah, the original Metroid is fucking hard. Like,
yeah, I couldn't get past the first level. There was so much I didn't know how to do.
Even the most diehard Metroid players are like, nah, don't even bother with the original because it's fucking unplayable.
Oh, well, in that case, because that's why I started playing it.
So you're not a dum-dum after all.
Thank God. Finally.
We're gonna have to get you to play Super Metroid, and I bet you're gonna crush it.
I bet you... I was just going to say, I bet that would be a lot of fun. So do we still want to watch Super Metroid since this is something I know nothing about?
Yeah, sure. Let's prime you for Super Metroid and get you exposed to the Metroid vibe a little bit.
And then
ease into it.
No spoilers yet. No spoilers yet.
All right.
So as far as I'm aware, Mother Brain is somehow in relation and shenanigans with the Metroids. The Metroids are little floaty dudes with pincers. Looks a little bit like an Ona hole. And then there's hole? Samus, an Ona hole.
What is an Ona hole?
It's a Japanese fleshlight. Ona is written with the kanji for woman, and then hole is written in katakana. So Ona horu.
So you're basically telling me they have sex toys in Japan called woman holes.
I mean, we took a flashlight and called it a fleshlight. Like...
Okay, but woman hole is gross. Like, in a way that fleshlight is not. Which I know is like kind of hard to make sense, but it
at least it's gender is a construct, and we've placed that construct upon this thing.
Is that going to be our excuse for everything now? Gender is a construct.
Sexism? Sorry, Sweaty, but sexism isn't real because gender is a concept.
Oh no! What kind of awful Pandora's box have we opened?
Sorry, Sweaty. I say with my fucking Donald Trump ass bangs today. Goddamn.
This is the furthest thing from Trump, I promise. And for one, he has a very neat and like overly defined part that you thankfully do not have, and he's got that peroxide blonde color that you do not trust to be natural.
He's got that like box bleach blonde where it's like turns your hair to straw. If you like, it has to be a very perfectly defined part because if he moves his hair, it'll break. So the other thing that I know is there's Ridley, which is a giant crazy dragon alien who I think is in cahoots with Mother Brain, but like in the same way as like Riddick would be in cahoots with someone. It's like, I am paying for your services. You may or may not listen to me. And then Samus, who as far as I'm aware is a space cop. I don't know. I don't know why she would have a space suit and a gun.
Cop. She's a little better than a space cop. You know, she was part of the armed forces for a little while, but then she quit. You know, I like to think that she has risen above the state. She's more powerful than that.
She's learned her lesson. Other than that, everything else I know about the Metroid games all come from Starbomb. from Aaron Hansen and Dan Avidan from Game Grumps have a band called Starbomb, and they have a song that has Samus in it. I think they have 2 of them. Other than that, it's just like the Metroid fandom and like the trans community.
Can we talk about that for just a quick second?
If you want to.
Like, there's this intersection between the Metroid fandom and the trans community, largely down to the notion that Samus is a trans icon, which like she is, don't get me wrong. But like, I don't know, I feel like this is something that is a recent development within Metroid fandom and I guess trans gaming, maybe? I don't know how far back this goes, to be honest. If anybody knows that, please comment below.
Yeah, that's actually, it's really interesting that you bring up that you don't know how long it goes back for, because I remember you were one of the first people who told me that like shipping and stuff goes back like to the original launch of like Star Trek, and like people were shipping, what was it, Spock and Kirk? Yeah. So, and like people were writing fanfic like even back then.
Yeah, and you
like,
wouldn't expect that to be something that has
long ago, but
you don't expect that to be something that has a history that's longer than the internet, but it is. Now, for something like Metroid, which has only even existed since 1987, and like Samus being a girl was not widespread knowledge until at least like the late 90s, there is something there for sure about like presenting outwardly in this big, bulky, mannish armor, you know, like you're wearing masculinity like it's armor in order to fit into an alienating society. And then at the end of the game, once you win, you know, you get to take the armor off and you reveal the beautiful woman underneath. Okay, can I show you my Samus doll?
Yes, of course. Let me make you a little bit bigger on my screen so that way I can see it.
Okay,
I've got you on my screen.
So this is my Samus figurine that I've had since, you know, childhood. And
that's so cute.
I know, right? It's one of the few like video game action figures I ever had because they were super hard to come by back in the like early 2000s. I think it's at my like mom's house or something. But the headpiece comes off and you can switch it with
to Samus?
Yeah, to like with her helmet off. And she's got this long flowing blonde hair and it looks really awesome. She looks like, who does she look like? She looks like freaking Xena Warrior Princess or something, but with blonde hair. We
should like get a hold of like some of our known lesbian friends.
Lesbians.
And get them to lose their mind over Xena.
That would be fucking rad.
Not to like claim Xena for the lesbians, but that's other than you. The only people who ever mention Xena are either lesbians or sometimes it gets brought up among other things that are like, list of like gay icon things are like things that like the gays love.
See, yeah, gay men will definitely bring up Xena too because she's a fucking icon and a queen.
Dude, she's amazing.
If anybody can respect an icon and a queen, it's a gay man.
And that concludes my knowledge of Metroid.
Yeah, that pretty much concludes my knowledge of Samus as a trans icon as well. If anybody has got more insight into this, I would love to know because I feel like this is a story
I hadn't
that, like,
thought about it that way. I like your explanation. That's a good explanation. All right, so I am on 0 of Super Metroid Part 1, Sarah's Station.
Beautiful. I love the opening.
It's so crazy. They did. This is in stereo, so it's like extra. The audio is like extra creepy. Ow! It hurt my elbow. Is this like also including the trailer? Or is this how the game opens?
This is how the game opens.
The galaxy.
I can't believe this game had fucking audio. Really?
Yeah.
In '94? Oh, so everybody knew Samus was a girl by this point, right?
Pretty much, because every time you die in this game, your armor falls off and you're revealed to be a beautiful woman. So it's kind of hard to keep it a secret at that point.
Interesting.
And that started happening with every other game too. Like Samus is revealed as she dies every time.
Eggy. Oh God!
those are events from Metroid 2. Return of Samus.
So was Super Metroid sort of like a way to like repackage the first Metroid game and like...
No, it was meant to be like a sequel and to build upon the original.
Oh, okay. So like if you want to know the whole Metroid plotline, you do have to play from like the original super hard game.
Actually, not so much. You can play Metroid Zero Mission on Game Boy Advance, which is a remake of the original game, and it's infinitely more playable and fun.
Interesting.
So you could say...
I lied. I did know that she brought a Metroid back home and that the Metroid breaks out. I did know that. I did not know that was the premise.
It gets stolen. You'll see.
Oh, okay, it gets stolen. I was like, I do remember
she's like,
the
because
premise
you dropped
of
it off, and she's like, satisfied that all was well. I got out of there, but then I got a distress signal. The station is under attack.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely didn't play this. I definitely played the original Metroid.
Because you would have remembered this.
Yes, this is cool.
This shit is burned into my memory forever. I remember playing this on like Halloween night at my cousin's place because she had a Super Nintendo, and I'm like, this is the fucking freakiest shit I've ever played. And I was like 5 years old.
Okay, this looks familiar. Like, this looks so good. This would have been a lot easier to figure out how to play. There was just some things that you had to intuit in the first Metroid game that I just couldn't do it.
The original game expected you to figure out a lot for yourself. Everybody agrees it was too opaque.
My hair is doing all sorts of weird shit right now.
Stop looking at yourself.
I do it when I brush my hair out of my face.
Big sexy dragon's gonna come out.
Oh, I'm so excited.
See, it's your husband.
Oh, it's my husbando. Oh, look at that beak. Hey, baby, what that tongue do, though? Can you win this fight? Is it possible?
Kind of. If you shoot him enough times, he will, like, drop the Metroid for a second, pick it back up, and then leave. It's not easy to do it with just the little pea shooter, because that's the only upgrade you have at the moment.
Wow. You know what I don't miss from early video games? I don't miss when the character would go invisible to show invulnerability.
Ugh. Right?
I hated that shit.
I mean, to be fair, he's not going fully invisible here. This is just kind of like frame rate issues between this and
Samus.
Oh.
If it's a character I've got to keep my eyes on and stuff, that's wherein lies the problem.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, this is the time attack thing you were mentioning about. You had said, I wonder if Metroid Dread is going to have a time attack.
You know it's gonna. It has to. That's part of the Metroid formula. If it's not there, people are going to ask questions.
You were like, I wonder, specifically you were saying, not I wonder if it'll have one. You go, I wonder where they'll put it.
Right? Make it an interesting escape sequence. That's all I ask. Like in Super Metroid, they did this cool thing with the freaking the shaft like tilting this way. When that happened and I had to go up that, I was fucking freaking out. I'm like, how am I gonna do this? It's tilting everywhere. Oh no, God, it's gonna blow up.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I was like, oh my God, this is so crazy. And then I was like, wait a second. Like, if I just calm down, like it's just moving gently back and forth.
Yeah.
Like, it's so crazy.
A little goes a long way with these effects, bro.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy how your brain, when you're actually in the moment and playing the game, like 8 bits, like means the world to you.
I believe it's related to like willing suspension of disbelief. Like if you can just like if you can get past the fact that it's 8-bit and just kind of let it be on its own terms, then
see, but I remember
you can really let it have an effect on you. Yeah, and so then you land and you go about the rest of the game.
Was there? I gotta look up if in the original Metroid, because this is gonna bother me, and then we can move on to actual filming.
Okay.
Original. You know what? You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to get my Switch. That'll be the best way to do this. I'll be right fucking back.
All right.